the fascinating and ever-changing world of agriculture. Let's hit the road here in Georgia and meet the farmers, producers, makers, and bakers who keep us all fed and keep us coming back for more. Straight ahead at the Fork in the Road.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand.
Georgia farmers, artisans, merchants, and producers, we depend on these men and women every day of our lives through the choices we make and the food we consume. Their strategy and approach is always shifting, but the end game remains the same: results. Georgia is universally known for its peaches, because after all, it's the peach state. But a fun little trivia tidbit is that another sweet fruit takes the title as the most produced fruit in Georgia. Over 20,000 acres of blueberry bushes drape across the peach state. And believe it or not, another larger variety of fruit spreads its roots in this southern soil to claim another lofty title. Let's journey down to Cordele, the seat of Crisp County, Georgia, where the tasty watermelon reigns supreme. It's the fruit that launches 1,000 ships, or in this case, balloons. And though it may not be quite 1,000 hot air vessels taking flight in honor of these tasty watermelons, there's a lot of hype about the growing season getting underway. The fruit has a queen, and the proud city of Cordele has a title: the watermelon capital of the world. Crisp County, Georgia is the #1 watermelon producing county in the United States, and the folks around here embrace this title.
We sell 125 million watermelons to retailers and to farmers markets throughout the United States and up to Canada.
Come June, the Cordele Farmers Market makes way for truckload after busload of fresh green striped melons to sell to locals and travelers alike looking for a refreshing, hydrating, and sweet summer snack. And located right across the street from the market lies the headquarters of a family business who's been growing these tasty Georgia melons for 3 generations.
This company was started in 1965 by Buddy Legier. He started shipping watermelons throughout Georgia, Florida, Indiana. Then in 2001, his son took over the company, Greg Legier. And now Greg's son, Cole, is a part of the company, and he's just started with us this year. Watermelon is so important in our community, but it plays a major role in the economy as well. Crisp County is the #1 watermelon producing county in the nation, and Georgia is the #2 watermelon producing state nationwide. Crisp County itself is so rich in agriculture, and watermelon just happens to be its star.
Out in these lush green fields, I was joined by both the queen herself and 3rd-generation watermelon farmer Cole Legier, who both educated me about the melons and how this operation down here all works.
Well, we just try to keep a good quality and keep good fruit on the shelves. A lot of people say the Georgia watermelons are a lot sweeter than some of the other states. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what people say. So out here we have some seedless. These are the ones that we pick and take to the shed, and these pollinators right here. They're planted every 5th melon in the row, and what happens is these bees have to go and get the pollen from the seeded and then go visit the flower of the seedless and pollinate it in order to fertilize that plant and grow a seedless watermelon.
You just picked them both up.
Yep.
I can't tell the difference. What are you looking for? How could you tell one was a pollinator and one was not?
So this one's a lot longer and darker, more of an oblong shape, and these are a little bit shorter, more round. The stripe pattern's a little bit different. And people don't like to spit out seeds, and they're a lot easier to ship as well. The seeded ones don't hold up as well in bins, and they got to get put on a semi-truck and travel for a couple of days, and with heat like this, they don't last very long. They get softer. The seedless ones are a little bit firmer and have a better shelf life as well.
When I was young, my aunt said that if I ate the seeds, I'd grow watermelon in my belly.
that's not quite true, I don't think.
As the Watermelon Queen of 2022, the Georgia Watermelon Queen, I am an ambassador for watermelon. I go around and help promote the Georgia watermelon, not only in the state of Georgia, but in other states as well. I also educate the community and the public about the healthy benefits behind watermelon. And there's over 300 varieties of watermelons, such as our seeded and seedless watermelons, yellow meated and red meated as well. There's vitamins A, B6, C. You can get potassium and magnesium from watermelon. Everything about watermelon is 100% edible. So you can eat it grilled, you can eat it fresh, the watermelon meat, and you can even pickle the rinds. The seeds can be eaten, just like how you can eat a pumpkin seed. You can put it in the oven and make it nice and crisp and eat just 1 ounce of the dry shelled watermelon seeds and you're eating 10 grams of protein. Watermelon is especially good, of course, to stay hydrated. It is made up of 92% water, and we also do have to have, of course, our lovely bees to help pollinate. They're really good at getting our pollination from our seeded watermelons to our seedless, especially in those little flowers, to make sure that they stay nice and pollinated. On the vine, there'll be every 5, so like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the 5th. So this is where the watermelon is starting to grow right there. It's a little itty bitty pod and it still has time to grow, and the flower right there is coming.
You gotta look for the belly and the fine stripes to tell if the watermelon is ripe, and the stem as well. If that's sucked in, you know that it's cut off its nutrients and it's ripe and ready to pick.
Cutters come in, cut the fruit from the vine, and then turn it belly side up, so that's that nice creamy buttery spot. Pickers come through, load the fruit onto the bus, that famous scene that you think about in the field with the workers and harvesters and the school bus. The fruit is brought to the packing facility, unloaded onto a conveyor belt. The fruit makes its way down, goes through a washer, which removes any dirt. Then we have graders standing on both sides of the packing line, and they're looking for any dents or scratches, bruising, sunburn, hollow heart, anything quality issue that we see. They're kicking that back out. When it's kicked back out, it either goes into a dump truck to go feed livestock, or we may repack that and send that out to a food bank. And the U.S. #1 watermelons continue to make their way down the line, and then they're graded and sorted by size, packed into a bin, and then they go to your local grocery store. As a consumer, just trust that growers, shippers, farmers are delivering to you the best quality fruit you can possibly get.
It's a proud family tradition embraced by this community and grown for the fans by generations past and many more to come. Let's now journey a few more miles south to the edges of the legendary Okefenokee Swamp in Waycross, Georgia, home to Mixon Farms and row after row of sweet Georgia blueberries.
We're in Ware County, Georgia, little community outside of Waycross called Wazboro, and we're growing blueberries.
Tell me about the Georgia blueberry and why it's so special.
Well, in my opinion, there's nothing to compare to it. I know I'm probably partial because I'm standing in my blueberry field, but you know.
That's good. Over 100 years in the making and growing stronger than ever, the tasty blueberries, watched over by Donald Mixon and his hard-working team, go the distance for these tasty blue morsels of goodness. Not just a couple.
Not just a couple.
Tell me about this place.
Actually, we have about 900 acres in the ground. About 750 acres are producing. They're all contiguous except for 35 acres, about 4 miles from here. The rest of them are right here on this farm.
You've got high bush and you've got the rabbit eye, just a couple of varieties of blueberries you'll find in these parts.
Southern high bush is the earlier varieties, typically your hand-picked varieties. Rabbit eye is an older variety that's more native to this area.
High bush, I guess it lives up to his name because I see a lot of blueberry bushes there at my waist. These are hitting the top of your cap almost.
Right. After harvest, we'll come in and we'll actually prune them and we'll bring them back down to somewhere along in this area. Then we fertilize them and water them and they grow back. Typically high bush, we start picking around the middle of April. This year we started the 1st of April. We'll run through the middle of July with our rabbit eye. To extend our packing season, that's why we have both species. Typically people don't like rabbit eye because they're a little bit seedy, but rabbit eye are higher in antioxidants. They're higher in bricks, which is sugar, but high bush is the preferred species.
I see kind of a white film on some of these. Tell me what that is and why it's important.
That's called the bloom. It protects the berry, protects it from sunlight.
And that's a natural thing.
That's a natural thing.
And some of these blueberries aren't small.
I wish they all would grow about the size of a quarter, but they don't, unfortunately. This would actually go as a jumbo. Jumbos have to be 18 millimeters in size, and there's actually a premium for jumbos.
And it's Georgia's #1 fruit.
That's right, that's right. Peaches no more. Nothing against peaches, I love peaches too, but I'm partial to blueberries.
Well, let's now get into the packing process.
I typically use the H2A program. I use a lot of hand pickers. They come out here and they hand pick this fruit. They put it in lugs, put it in a refrigerated trailer. We bring it to the packing shed, unload it. Typically it sits in my holding area for 24 hours to cool down. My holding area is at 60 degrees. Typically we bring it in today, cool it tonight, pack it tomorrow.
Tell me about what they're looking for. It gets going through these machines. Now the machines are the first line of defense.
We first dump it into a conveyor. It goes up into a blower. The blower blows what leaves and twigs, whatever little stuff that it can blow out. It blows it out. Then it goes through a color sorter, which kicks out the greens, kicks out the reds. Then it goes through a soft sorter. Now a lot of people run a color sorter and soft sorter. On this farm, we run a color sorter, soft sorter, soft sorter. We run 2 soft sorters. As you saw in the shed, I had hand inspectors on the line. If a green gets by, they can see the green and pick it out. But if a soft gets by, they can't see soft. So we elected to spend the extra money and put in dual soft sorters to try to eliminate soft fruit going into the clamshell.
So once it gets to the folks, what are they looking for? Tell me how important their job is.
A berry could be split. It could get by the sorters. Their job is to look for a split berry. A berry could be green on the back end, and the cameras could have shot in the blue part of the blueberry. So I could have a berry come through on the line that is half green and half blue. So my hand inspectors pull those out also.
I saw a couple of labels that were printing. Tell me about where people can find your blueberries, where they go.
They go all over the United States. We ship to Canada, we sell to Costco, we sell to Sam's, we sell to Harris Teeter, Kroger, Trader Joe's. We sell to everybody.
And the label won't always say Mix and Farm.
It does not. It does not. I work with 4 major marketers, and they are Berry Fresh, Always Fresh, Gourmet, and Summerfield.
You're mainly looking for that grown in Georgia symbol.
That's right.
Kind of looks like a graveyard, but it's quite the opposite.
That's exactly right. This is a new planting. This winter we planted 150 acres. Part of it is expansion, plus the fact that southern high bush longevity is probably 10 to 12 years. And to keep our production up, we planted this 150 acres. When I do a new planting, I plant rooted cuttings. And I come back in and I put these milk cartons on top of the plant to cover the plant. I do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, I can come here and spray my herbicide without damaging the plant. Number 2, it helps train the plant to grow upright so I can machine harvest it.
How long until these are bearing fruit?
2 years. On this farm, we do it all. We don't contract anything out. We clear our land, we put into irrigation, we make up the rows. We do everything except grow the plants.
So Donald will keep growing and packing while at the same time keeping the colors in order and the firmness intact. A tasty and supremely healthy final product delivered all around the country for all to enjoy. We now venture from Waycross to the town of Alma, where blueberries reign supreme, and one little shop, or barn, proudly represents the blueberry capital of Georgia. The town's water tower proudly displays Alma, Georgia's title as the state's blueberry capital. But until a few years ago, painted blueberries on murals were all you could find around here. Alma Local and Wilds knew something had to happen to change that. In fact, she says it was a calling.
I am the owner, founder, operator, maid, cook, everything.
You left one out, the queen.
Oh, the queen. Yes, I'm the blueberry queen. Yes. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I taught high school business for 17 years, and I got burned out. And then the Lord provided the 4-H position. That's when I really got involved in the blueberry industry because my husband grows blueberries. So when I retired, it just seemed like a logical step to open a blueberry store in the blueberry capital because there wasn't anything here. It's hard to imagine, but the way the blueberry industry is, they pick them, pack them, and ship them out. They're gone. And people would come to the blueberry capital of Georgia expecting to find little tents on the side of the road and people selling blueberries. Well, it's not that way at all. People wanted fresh Georgia, Alma, Georgia blueberries, and so it just seemed a logical shift for me to come over here and open the blueberry barn. I just started selling nothing but blueberries, and I would sell blueberries from our farm. And I just began to enlarge my product list by carrying Georgia grown products. And then I even expanded more, not only carrying food products, but carrying some blueberry jewelry, some blueberry books, things like that, just to promote what we grow here in Bacon County.
I'm pretty sure that no human on earth could convince more people that blueberries are the greatest fruit in the universe. There's a knowledge, drive, and a passion for what this fruit represents to this town, this state, and our personal wellness.
Blueberries bring in a tremendous amount of income for this state, and it just impacts the economics of Georgia tremendously. Not only the farmer growing it, but then when you think about the people who pick it, the people who pack it, the truckers who carry it all over. Blueberries are so good for you. They are one of the best health secrets there is. Blueberries are so good for you. They help your eyes, they help your heart, they help your urinary tract, they lower cholesterol, they do so many amazing things. We know how important blueberries are for you, and it's got to do with that blue color, that lovely blue color. It has something called anthocyanins in it, and that's where all of the health benefits come from. Do you know any other blue fruit? Everybody should eat at least a cup a day, and it's so easy to get, but you ought to eat them fresh. So whenever you can get them in your area, Florida, Georgia, wherever you are, if you can get fresh blueberries, they are absolutely the best. Right off the bush is the best way to eat them.
The store is just fantastic. Spend a few minutes inside and you'll get compliments from friends about how you smell like a freshly baked blueberry pie. I mean, it has absolutely everything you could ever dream of when it comes to blueberries. Lotions, sprays, breads, drinks, artwork, books, children's books, and stuffed animals about a character in those blueberry-themed children's books. Let's talk about the aroma when you walk in this place.
When you walk in, I call it blueberry heaven. When people walk in and they go, oh, it smells so good. I'm like, yes, I still got it. So it's the smell that catches them, and you can have that smell at your house. All you have to do is buy a candle.
I'm sure people like being around you at parties. They're like, she smells fantastic.
I smell like a blueberry, and I normally dress like a blueberry every day. I wear something blue every day. So this is Billy Blueberry. We actually have a storybook written about Billy Blueberry, one of the local blueberry farmers, Brandon Wade, wrote the little story about how Billy gets from the farm to the table. And we even had a local artist to draw all the pictures, and it looks just like a kid's coloring book. 9 years ago, when I started looking for a place to rent, I walked into this little place, and it's all wood. It has a tree stump up here for the lights, but the thing that caught my attention was this door. As soon as I walked in, and I saw this barn door. I said, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. These are the candles that smell so good, and I wish your viewers could actually smell that. Those are not real blueberries, so don't eat.
I want to eat those.
No, it smells good enough to eat. I have blueberry coffee, I have blueberry tea, and of course, one of my best-selling products is the blueberry barbecue sauce. I have two different types. I have the mustard base and the vinegar base, and people love these. And then of course, I've got blueberry juice, blueberry pomegranate juice. This is made right here in Alma, Georgia. Alma also grows pomegranates. I have blueberry salad dressing. I have blueberry pepper jelly. One of my favorites is this one called the butterfly. It's got pineapple, pecans, and cinnamon. And I tell people it's like eating a blueberry pie out of a jar. There is a really interesting jam. It's blueberry, elderberry, apple, and raspberry. And another one of my top selling is the Alma traffic jam. What a joke, because we have no traffic in Alma, but it's a play on words. And the reason it's called traffic jam is it's blueberry, blackberry, and strawberry. So 3 jams come together to form traffic jam. This is a fun thing, but it's also extremely delicious. Did you see the little onesie outfits for the baby?
Even though Ann seems like she has the energy and passion to run 4 stores at the same time, she's not on her own. Her husband Albert runs the blueberry growing side of the business here at the farm a few miles up the road. And this gorgeous renovated farmhouse is the centerpiece.
Well, my grandparents moved here in 1936 and started farming, and so it's been in the family since that time. The house itself was built somewhere in the late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s. We've kind of put it back kind of like it used to be.
What does it take to be a blueberry farmer in these parts?
You just really have to love it in order to do it, because there's a lot of nights you have to stay up to check your irrigation and check overhead protection if you're trying to frost protect or freeze protect, you know.
Someone rather close to you is doing quite a good job promoting blueberries in Georgia.
My wife got this, the Lord gave her this notion, she says, in 2013 to open a blueberry barn.
It had to be frustrating for y'all. People pass through, this is the blueberry capital, but there's no blueberries, and y'all have this beautiful farm and farmhouse 10 miles away.
Yeah, why does all our blueberries have to be shipped away, you know? Why couldn't we do something locally? And that's what we're trying to do, just make people more aware of products that can be made with blueberries. Georgia blueberries, our berries are better quality, and the food safety standards that we go through are second to none, so the consumer can be assured that they're buying a safe, quality product when they buy Georgia blueberries.
Oh, the advantage of fresh is absolutely the taste. I can't tell you how many people have come in this store and said, oh, I don't even like blueberries. And I will say, will you try some of mine? And when they do, their eyes light up and they go, oh, these are good. Like, yes, because they are fresh, because we just picked them yesterday, packed them last night, they're in the store today. You can't get any fresher than that. And that is number one.
You got one in your hand, how's it taste?
No, it's good. It's good.
There you go. So swing by Alma, peruse the barn. Let Ann share tales about this storied crop and the wonders it provides, and hit the road with a smile, feeling good about life, and of course smelling like a freshly baked blueberry pie. So from the melons of Cordele to the blueberries of Alma, Georgia proves once again that there's more to this state than their precious peaches, a variety of sweet southern goodness grown by farmers and cherished by royalty. I'm David Zelski. See you at the next Fork in the Road.